Granny, what's my favorite thing that you make? I know. That's like the hardest question.
I'm Jackie Freeman. I'm 87 and a half years old, and I'm from Birmingham, Alabama. And I've lived right here in this house for the past 57 years. I'm going to chop the onions. I got the cornmeal in the mixing cup. Just plain, self-rising, white lily cornmeal mix. I started cooking when I was just a little girl. I was the oldest child of 4. And of course I helped my mother. My cooking is from her, you know, instructions on how to do it, and my grandmother.
Amazing how you do that without cutting into your thumb so quick and so efficiently.
No, see there, I don't cut my thumb, I just cut the onion.
You've done that once or twice, huh, Granny?
I've done it a few times.
My name is Robbie Melvin. I'm the test kitchen director at Southern Living, and Jackie Freeman is my grandmother. She is the reason I cook. I began my food interest, unbeknownst to me, here in her kitchen back when I was just a kid.
Oh yeah, when Robby was about 2 years old, he loved cooking, and he loved coming in the kitchen, and he loved to make finger biscuits. I'd get him out of the bed, he had his pajamas on, I'd push those sleeves up above his elbows and wash his hands from his elbows down and clean his fingernails. And then we made finger biscuits, and he was in there just squishing that dough and all and get it all over his fingers, you know, and I'd have to get it off. And then he'd help me knead the dough, and then we'd pat it out on the cutting board and cut the biscuits and put them in the pan. That was a big deal. We had flour all over the kitchen, all over him and all over me, but we had a good time. And see, you have to wiggle a little bit when you're stirring it, because if you don't, it won't be good.
Okay.
So you have to wiggle.
To wiggle it? All right. That's new. My grandmother's cooking definitely reflects her personality. She's got a very vibrant personality, a very unique personality. Her cooking is just so honest. There's no reinventing the wheel. It's just comes from a foundation of just good, solid, fresh cooking, which is what Southern cooking is all about.
See how, that's the way that's the way I like them all look, just like that one. Well, hot water cornbread, back in the olden days, you know, people didn't have a lot. And if they didn't have any milk or anything, well, that's when they developed this hot water cornbread. And all you have to have is just self-rising white cornmeal, and you put the onion in it to make it have the flavor.
I've seen those gloves for years.
Yeah, I burn up a pair and buy me some new ones, and I have them burned up, nothing flat.
Every time I come over here for lunch or dinner or just a weeknight supper, I mean, I learn something new, something that kind of takes me back to the classic Southern traditions and to my past, and I think the past of all Southern cooks. There's so much out there, and being around her and staying in close contact with her in the kitchen keeps me reminded of that, and that's important.
Our family dinners are always here, always have been. Of course, it's always a special time, and there's always a lot of talking and oohing and ahhing and how good this is and how good that is.
I think I could just make a meal off the turnips and the hot water cornbread. I would say, you know, lessons I've learned from cooking over here and being over here is be who you are and let your food be that, be an extension of that. Just cook honestly and cook simply. And there's no other place that I've ever been, worked, cooked in that has had the same effect on me as cooking right here in this kitchen.